Welcome to Redwood Treasures, mainly covering the Lady Bird Johnson's Grove, part of John's travel adventure. A memorial grove is traditionally land set aside to remember someone. The cost of the grove is usually the price of the value of the timber on the thing, and that money is gone to buy other old-growth redwoods to preserve them for humanity. Lady Bird Johnson was the wife of the President Lyndon Baines Johnson, who was instrumental in getting the Redwood National Park. They worked on that after the Tall Trees Grove was discovered in 1963, so by 1968 the park was inaugurated. She attended that inauguration. The next president, Richard Nixon, who came in power after Johnson left office, inaugurated this grove for Lady Bird Johnson, and she came to this inauguration also. Until Redwood Park was established, there was a lot of logging going on in some of the area that became the park. The loggers were getting everything they can. However, this grove was spared from that. There's a footbridge from the parking area over to where the grove is, so you won't have to cross the street when trucks and things are going. Yes, some things are saved from extinction by the establishment of this park. Overall, it's an amazing grove. There's a lot of tall cathedral-sized trees, hollow trees, very peaceful, very quiet. Just the very thing we have respect for the outdoors. The grove, you take 101 north past the small town of Orick and turn right on the same road you take if you were going to the Big Trees Grove, and it is on the way up the hill. It's not as far as the Big Trees Grove. If you like this at all, please hit the like button. Or better yet, hit the subscribe button, and feel free to make any comments you may have to make. The trees are so tall, it's hard to get a good picture of all of them because you can only get so much in with one camera. That's the amazing thing about actually being there. But it's definitely a peaceful place. If you're coming to this part of the world, it's certainly worth checking out. People have been trying to save these trees for over 100 years. Over 100 years ago, a congressman with his own money bought a grove of trees near San Francisco and gave it to the government to keep it as a park for everyone to enjoy. Then in 1918, Save the Redwood League was formed to save the redwoods, and they're responsible for a number of the state parks that exist up on the coast, and they were very active in getting the memorial grove system working, where people would donate land to remember someone, and that money would be matched by the state to buy other land outside the park in order to save more trees, to leave things for other generations to enjoy instead of all be cut down and destroyed by the previous generation. I really enjoy walking in redwood forests. I mean, they're totally amazing. And although I greatly enjoy the one in Arcata Community Forest, these ones are just much more amazing, bigger, more old growth. It's quite a very special place. This is near the site where they dedicated the grove. Really such massive trees, and very tall also. Some of these trees would make a nice little rain shelter if need be. We would be protected at least until the storm passed. These trees have a very thick bark. Some of them have been through wildfires. I'm not sure about these particular ones, but they can survive. Redwood trees don't die very easily. And that's the bridge going back to the parking area. Then off Highway 101, there's often a herd of Roosevelt elk somewhere along there. They usually like to hang out together a lot. This is one spot where they were on that day. I have some pictures of other spots where they were on other days. But they're big animals. You don't want to get too close to them. You want to give them room. Some of them have large horns. Some of them don't. Then further north, in Prairie Creek State Park along the ocean, is Fern Canyon. It's a very popular tourist spot. It's a beautiful spot. The canyon's a little rough if you drive there, but it is drivable. And there's a walk, but it's about 5 miles to the park headquarters. So most people end up driving there. The walls of the canyon can be steep in places and lots of ferns. Many of them five-finger ferns are growing there. They're quite impressive, and they grow in a moist environment. Steep walls with plenty of five-fingered ferns. This is the Prairie Creek Visitor Center. And this is the Prairie across from the Visitor Center. Sometimes the elk hang out there, but not all the time. This is a trail if you choose to take it. There are many trails if you want to go out and explore. We usually take the James Irvine Trail and head towards Fern Canyon, but don't go all the way there. There are quite a few signs to help you get on the right trail so you can go where you want. And once you're on a trail, you may not see any signs because it just sort of goes straight for a while. The James Irvine Trail is a really nice trail, very special, beautiful trees, and it was established well before Redwood National Park. If you notice the plaque on the bench, that was set aside to remember my father. He passed away almost 50 years ago, and this tree still remains. It's the only memorial grove on the James Irvine Trail currently. And thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. And more elk.